Hi everyone. In this video, we will be going over the trainer and meeting tracker for EcoMovers. So the training tracker is used to go ahead and track all the different trainings that each of our leads as well as helpers in the field receive throughout their course of employment. So as you can see from our spreadsheet here, we have all of our drivers here. And then if you scroll down, you're going to see leads and helpers down below here. So if you look at the columns here, it'll show you the current level of training, date of hire, when their 30-day review is, their module 1, which is orientation, module 2, which is helper class, basic driving test, lead driver, module 1, lead driver, module 2, tablet training, and then we have our daily meetings here, such as the claims meeting, the crew clock out, packing, driving safety, first hour of service, storage, truck inventory and cleanliness, service standards. These are the things that we talk about on a daily basis during the morning meetings. Look up above here, we have the training tracker key, which kind of shows you where their level of training is, and we color code that based on what we've done to educate or reinforce the training with each individual. So if you see a blank column, such as right here, this shows me that this driver here has not been trained up on his drive test, his lead module 1, lead module 2, and tablet training. So that's something that we definitely need to take care of here. If it's green, that means they have been trained. And then you also see dates in here showing the date of training. If we see a yellow column, with exception of this 30-day review here, if you see a yellow column over in this area, then that means that they've been trained. They had a gap in their standards of service, so we've went ahead and issued them a written warning and also retrained them. I'm sorry, that's just a written warning on this one. Blue would be a retrain. So you can see we go green, blue, so trained to retrained. After the retraining, we go ahead and issue a written warning, which would be yellow. And then if there's another incident, let's say, for example, we had an issue with packing. So first of all, if a customer has an issue with their pack job, okay, well, we'll make sure we train them first of all. That's our obligation as a company. So if they were untrained, let's say right here in packing, well, that's our fault that they weren't trained. That's not the employee's fault. That's absolutely our fault. We need to make sure that we go ahead and give every employee in the field the proper training. So we identify a field issue. Okay, we say, hey, this individual did not get trained. Let's go ahead and train them up. Well, if we have another customer that's complaining about packing, then we'll go and we'll mark the packing section blue after we retrain them once again. So our process is train, retrain, offer a written warning, give a 1-day suspension, give a 3-day suspension, 1-week suspension, and then termination. We give people plenty of opportunities. So each time we identify an issue, we want to double check where their training level is at and go through this process right here. So the training tracker allows us to do that. It allows us to look at each individual, see what level of training they have received, if they've received any training, and then make sure that we've trained them once, twice, and then just redirected them to the process in order to make sure that they know the information. And if they're not doing what they're expected to in the field and they're not meeting our customers and our company standards, well, then we go into more of a disciplinary action, because at that point, then they're just not really listening to the standards or adhering to the standards of the company. So we have to go through the disciplinary process and make them understand what's expected in the field. But if we've trained them, retrained them, given them a warning, after this step number 4 right here, the written warning, we're not going to spend the time continuously training somebody. They need to learn it themselves, just because that's their responsibility after being trained and retrained 2 to 3 times. So that's kind of just a general overview of this train tracker. Obviously, on this sheet, we have a lot of blank spaces. A lot of things have not been trained on or recorded as trained on. That shows me we have a gap in the administration of the training program. So if you can do something to help us out with that, you have any ideas, definitely let us know. I mean, ultimately, when we see this page, we want to see this as all green, maybe a little bit of blue in there, maybe a couple yellows, just to know that we are following through on the process. So this is a training process. If you have any questions, please speak to your operations manager or one of your general managers. We'd be more than happy to help you out. And then you can also see down here training progression grid for Seattle. There's a grid for Woodinville. We have report cards over here. Let me click into that. Yeah, this is a report card for new hires and how our leads or drivers would rate them. We'll get into that in another video, and then here's some mentor tracking, which we'll get into another time as well. Anyways, this is a training and meeting tracker. Please let us know if you have any questions.